Cats and dogs look like natural enemies. A dog sees a cat. The cat freezes. The dog runs forward. The cat hisses, jumps, scratches, or disappears under the nearest sofa. And humans look at that scene and say, "Of course, cats and dogs hate each other." It feels obvious. They fight in cartoons. They chase each other in movies. They even appear in our language as the perfect example of two creatures that cannot get along. Cats and dogs look like natural enemies. A dog sees a cat. The cat freezes. Why does one small movement from a cat make a dog rush forward? Why does one step from a dog make a cat prepare for war? Why can a normal living room suddenly turn into a chase scene in just a few seconds? People usually call it hate. But animals do not need stories, jokes, or cartoons to react. Something is happening before the fight begins. Before the bark, before the hiss. Before the claws, before the chase. There is a moment when two very different animals look at each other and something switches on. So why are cats and dogs enemies? And what is really happening inside that first dangerous second? To answer that, we have to forget the cartoon for a moment. A cartoon cat and a cartoon dog know they are enemies. They wake up inside the story already prepared for war. But real animals do not live inside human jokes. A dog does not see a cat and think, "There is my ancient rival." A cat does not see a dog and think, "This species has insulted my ancestors." Real animals work faster than that. They read movement, distance, sound, size, speed, smell, posture, memory, and they do it in fractions of a second. That is why a cat-dog meeting can feel so explosive.
By the time an East Asian female human notices that something is wrong, the animals may already be several reactions ahead.
For the dog, the first trigger may be motion, not hate. Motion. Dogs come from a line of social hunters. Modern dogs are not wolves, and most pet dogs are not hunting for food in the living room. But many still carry systems that respond strongly to fast movement. A small animal moves quickly. The body becomes alert. The eyes lock. The legs prepare. The chase starts before the dog has carefully decided anything. This does not mean every dog wants to hurt a cat. Some dogs are curious. Some are playful. Some are nervous. Some have very low chase drive.
Some have very high chase drive. But for many dogs, a running cat can become the most exciting thing in the room.
The problem is that the cat does not experience that excitement the same way. To the cat, a dog is not just a funny creature trying to play. A dog is larger, louder, faster than expected. Often direct, often hard to predict. And cats are hunters, but they are also small enough to be vulnerable. That combination matters. A cat can catch mice and birds, but that does not mean it feels safe when a larger animal rushes toward it. So the cat's body prepares. The back rises, the ears shift, the pupils change, the claws become ready. The escape route becomes important. A cat may not be planning a fight. It may be trying to avoid one. But from the outside, avoidance can look like hostility. A hiss can sound like anger. A raised back can look dramatic. A swat can look like an attack. In reality, those signals often say something simpler. Stay away. Do not come closer. I need space. And here is where the rivalry becomes more complicated.
Cats and dogs are both predators, but they are not the same kind of predator. Dogs often move into the world socially.
They investigate, approach, follow, sniff, invite, push into distance. Cats often survive by controlling distance.
They pause, watch, hide, climb, retreat, strike only when needed. So, when these two animals meet, their instincts can collide. The dog may think, go closer. The cat may think, create space. The dog steps forward.
The cat backs away. The dog becomes more interested. The cat becomes more defensive.
Nothing has happened yet, but the scene is already bending toward conflict. Then comes the most famous part. The cat runs and the dog chases. To humans, this looks like proof. The dog must hate the cat.
The cat must hate the dog. But a chase is not always a war. Sometimes it is prey drive.
Sometimes it is play. Sometimes it is excitement. Sometimes it is poor impulse control.
Sometimes it is a mistake that becomes dangerous because the two animals are playing by different rules. For the dog, running can be an invitation to follow. For the cat, running is an attempt to escape.
That single difference can turn a hallway into a battlefield. The dog follows faster. The cat panics more.
The cat hisses or scratches. The dog barks or lunges. The human shouts. And now both animals have learned something. The dog learns that cats create explosive excitement. The cat learns that dogs are terrifying.
The next meeting begins with that memory already loaded. This is how a rivalry can grow without either animal needing true hatred. One bad encounter becomes a warning. Two bad encounters become a pattern. A pattern becomes expectation.
Expectation changes the body before the next meeting even begins. The cat sees the dog and prepares early.
The dog sees the cat and becomes excited early. The fight starts before the fight starts.
But there is another layer hiding inside this. Cats and dogs do not speak the same body language.
A dog may approach with a loose, excited body. A cat may read that direct approach as pressure. A dog may sniff closely to gather information. A cat may feel trapped by that closeness.
A dog may bark because it is excited, frustrated, or trying to interact. A cat may hear a loud warning from a much larger animal.
A dog's wagging tail can be part of high arousal. A cat's fast tail movement can mean irritation or tension.
The same visible body part can carry a different emotional message. So the problem is not only instinct, it is translation.
Two animals enter the same room, but they are not reading the same sentence. The dog may send, come interact.
The cat may receive, threat approaching. The cat may send, back off. The dog may receive, more movement equals more excitement.
That is how misunderstanding becomes motion, and motion becomes chase, and chase becomes the story humans call enemy. But if cats and dogs were truly built to hate each other, we would expect the same result every time. We do not see that. The rivalry is not a fixed law. It is a risk created by biology, movement, fear, learning, and timing.
Early experience can make a big difference. A puppy that grows up around calm cats may learn that cats are part of normal life.
A kitten that meets a gentle dog safely may learn that a dog is not automatically a disaster. The key word is safely.
Not throwing them together, not forcing friendship, not letting the dog chase just for fun, not trapping the cat in a room with no escape. Safe learning gives both animals time to build a new category. This is not prey. This is not danger.
This is a housemate. But even then, they may never become best friends. And they do not need to.
Peace is already a huge achievement between two species with different instincts. A dog and a cat can share a home because they learn boundaries.
Over time, the dangerous first second becomes less dangerous. The switch does not flip as easily.